Hello and welcome to yet another Sit and Talk MMH. How are you, Deegan?
Alive. Obviously, we were talking about loads of stuff, obviously, just before we went live and everything like that. Premier League is back in 7 days' time.
Happy days.
Football. And then on the 22nd, apparently, I'm hearing pubs, maybe.
Well, the Premier League might be coming back, but the real football, the Championship football, is not coming back yet. So that's a good little note to welcome our guests in. Our Reading fans.
Yes. So got some Championship fans coming into they were talking about possibilities of making playoffs, maybe the stresses of playoffs. I don't know if Reading won a playoff final recently when they last came up the last few times, because I know that obviously winning the playoffs is the single biggest prize pool in world football. It's even you earn more money in the playoff final winning that than you do winning the Premier League. Just there, you know.
I remember it so vividly. Last summer, me and my boy, Wembley, the lads, it was just the best day ever. We often talk about it. Me and my boy have been talking about it during this lockdown, which has been good to recap on things. Let's get the guests.
Bring the boys in. Let's bring them
in. First of all, we're going to introduce Johnny. Johnny's been on the show before and is very, very influential in what we do.
Very early doors, actually.
Yeah. He's
one of the first people jumping on the Sit and Talk.
Yeah. Let's welcome Johnny. Johnny, how are you, sir?
I'm good, but listen, we're supposed to be talking men's mental health. You start off with going about the playoff finals. We've lost 4 of them.
I didn't know.
Do your research.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's bad. I'm so sorry.
How'd Arsenal get on today?
Brilliant.
Okay.
I like to see the banter being rolled around. It's good. You know, lockdown can't keep the football banter away, can it? It can't do it. Just quick question there, Johnny. You're looking a little bit flustered there. Are the kids running you around, or is it like summertime in Ireland? What's going on?
Do it both, mate. Lockdown's been a bit over it. Now it's kind of it's easing off. The weather's getting worse. It's great. No, the little ones are good. I think Edie, my little one, made a guest appearance on your first show, and I had to leave at half time due to baby issues.
Yeah. That's sweet though. She's sweet. I can't believe how big she's got.
I know.
You know, it only seems like yesterday the news that we got that your good, lovely lady wife.
She's not my wife. Don't know. She's not my wife yet. Pressure. When in the Premier League, we will.
You ain't getting married then. And second of all, let's introduce kids. Let's introduce Charlie, Mexican Charlie. Great story about this lad. He's going to speak about it, and I've got very fond memories of this boy. Charlie, how are you, sir?
I'm not too bad. Is everyone all right? Everyone
very good. Well, man. Very well.
Yeah, I think we're speaking before the show, and I've put my jumper off. It's too hot.
It's a nice one. That's an England one, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a training top? That's a training top, right? Yeah. It looks. I like that. Yeah. I like that. That's nice.
You know,
this is a training top. Funny enough.
Is it?
Gotta love a training top.
Actual shirt.
No, it's a Malaga training shirt. It's a Malaga training shirt. I just really liked it, and I went, yeah, I'm going for that.
Yeah. You know the World Cup one we had, like 2018, the training one.
Yeah.
I've really want that. Yeah, it's unreal.
Yeah. Some of the training tops are really, really nice, to be honest, and they're really unique and they stand out, and they're a lot different to your sort of usual colours and the usual look, so they stand out that little bit more. So fair play.
Yeah,
some of them should obviously, like, I think personally, some of them could be home shirts, could be like home and away kits.
Good shout. Good shout.
Definitely. And our final guest is the lovely Sam, who, again, he's got a great story as to why he joined Walk and Talk and his desire to complete everything. He's a smashing lad. I've spent many good conversations with him, equally as well as Charlie, and as always, Johnny. Sam, how are you, sir?
Really good, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, I can't complain. He's only gone and done it, innit, Charlie? Look, this Charlie, you've gone up. we want to explain that later on, but definitely we need to explain that. He's under Mexican Charlie in my phone. There's a reason behind it. There is a reason. So obviously we brought you all here today for what is yet another sit and talk where we talk men's mental health and football. Obviously we can't walk anywhere. So me and Deacon have come up with the idea of sit and talk where we kind of just get fellow guests on that have walked with us and explain to everybody else as to why they joined what is a very fast growing movement. Obviously, first of all, I just want to ask you, Johnny.
Jeez, mate, how long are we on their back now? 3.5 years? And you challenged us? I challenged you. From Fulham to Reading, and I thought, well, we can't be outdone by Fulham fans, can we? Now we might lose to you every time, but we'll set our pop and play. And then I think we challenged us up, and then that first walk, wasn't it? Myself, yourself, and Martin sitting in the back in Slough at 6 o'clock in the morning in the pouring rain, going, "What the hell are we doing?" And then from how things have grown to when we did the second walk back in October, and these two good lads, Charlie and Sam, joined us, and Joel and Dan and the rest of the gang, showed you how much it grew. And then to the last one we did on New Year's, where we performed as the Spice Girls, which was pretty class, I have to say. But the whole thing, seriously, how much it's involved from that time, from when we started, Lee, and how the impact even around, I guess, in the media, and how people have come on board from now up in Scotland afterwards, and hopefully, well, the plan was here in Ireland that we were going to be developing some stuff with the League of Ireland clubs, which will happen obviously when things have settled back down again, in time, because it will wait, as it all does, when it will be, and we'll crack on again. In the meantime, we can relive some good memories, especially these two young lads we had the pleasure of walking with. That's, to me personally, that's the next generation. Why we do these things is because these guys are going to be the ones that are taking this forward and breaking all that stigma around mental health and mental illness, and making sure that, personally, that they don't go through what I had to go through at that age, and, through an adult life, that there's that support there, network there, and we could be role models for them and take it on. Good luck.
No, I totally agree with you, Johnny. I think that was absolutely superb. We go back to that eventful night in October. It seems such a long time ago. It really does, mate. I can't believe how long ago it feels.
Yeah.
Obviously, we all met up in the Chancellor's Pub in Hammersmith. Yeah. And
in the rain.
In the rain, yeah.
Me and Sam, when we walked in, it was like we were wet for him. Me and Sam looked at each other, was like, "We've got to do this now. We can't bottle it now. We've got to do this." I mean, obviously, it was hammering it down and everything. And we walked in, was like, "Is this the right pub?" And then we saw everyone. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was really good, and obviously we went down to Fulham, and Fulham opening up out of hours for us, which was really nice. A nice thing to do. Thank you, Carmelo, as per usual. I just want to talk to mainly the boys, really. Obviously, as Johnny touched on the situation there, these are the next generation, and I echo exactly what Johnny said, in the sense that I never want anybody to feel the way that I did, and if we could give hope or a beacon or a bit of strength or guidance and help to anybody, it's the young lads, definitely. And having these two on board was absolutely amazing. I think me and Johnny, halfway through the walk, looked at each other and went, "I can't believe how many bloody young people there are. What is going on, mate?" It's normally me and Tweedledum and Tweedledee, Johnny and Martin, but these young kids come along, and it really, really took us both back quite a bit, and got not emotional, but it really hit home about what we're trying to achieve. But I just want to ask the two lads, probably Sam first, how did you hear about Walk and Talk?
Yeah, so it was obviously the beginning of the school year for me. Probably about a couple months in, and then I saw a post from Charlie about Walk and Talk and what it was, and then I messaged him, and and asked about what it all was about, and then he told me what it was about and what the idea behind it was and what was going to be happening. I told him straight away that I'd be 100% in for it, and it just sounded like a great idea and something really cool. Sorry, the dog's just come in.
It's good.
I just find that fantastic. Like I obviously I don't know how old you are, Sam and Charlie, but
hold that thought. We're going to get to that in a minute. Don't worry about their age. We'll get to that in a minute.
I was just gonna say basically. No, all right. I was just gonna say.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's hard.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, I went to put you on main screen. Sorry.
I'm gonna go.
Sorry, I meant to put you on main screen.
What I was gonna say was, before I got rudely cut off live editing, brilliant stuff. Is at obviously they're a lot younger than me. I'm 33. At that, early 20s or late teens or whatever. I wasn't thinking about this sort of stuff. I was too busy thinking about drinking, getting with girls, clubbing, and just having a good time. I didn't think about this sort of thing, but it was when I was 22 when I started contemplating the idea of not being here anymore. So it did hit me at a young age, but I never really thought about it. And it's taken me this long for me to really start to implement and actually take.
I can't hear.
Can you hear me?
1 second. I can't hear Deke.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can hear me now?
I don't know what's happening.
Oh no, we've lost Sam. But overall, yeah, the idea of doing something for the good, even if it's just for yourself or for somebody else, was definitely not in my mindset 100%. So I find it incredible that Sam and Charlie are doing what they're doing. That's 100% sure. And Johnny's completely correct in this is the next generation of people, and we want to instill this and implement it as quickly as possible. So and Johnny said we don't want them to go through anything like what we may have gone through in our younger years, for sure. That's all I was going to say.
Definitely.
You can cut me off now. It's fine.
I just want to ask the same question to Charlie. Obviously, Sam's touched on that a little bit. I just want to ask you how you got about hearing about this, that a few older people are going to go out and do this long-ass walk, and they're crazy. But how did you hear about it, and why did you want to get involved, mate?
But obviously the first walk I think Johnny ever did, possibly probably his second. Obviously, it was from Reading Station to Majeski, and I think it was under 2.5 miles. That was February 2019, just over a year ago. And obviously, I was on my own that time, and I didn't speak to Johnny. I spoke to him, I think, a few times. And I sort of knew what I understood, but didn't understand the full extent of the whole thing and what the reason for it was. And obviously, as soon as they announced the second Fulham to Reading walk, I was 100% down for it. I trained for it. I wanted to do it a lot. And then obviously I read into it straight after the Villa game, beat Reading, and I wanted to do it and make a change and just go for it from there. And I think that was the first time, obviously, I've done something like that on that scale before. Really, realistically.
Oh, massively! Did you two know each other prior to the walk? You and Sam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and Sam, yeah, we've known each other, years. We go back 6-7 years ago, probably year 7, year 6, possibly.
Well, that's amazing, And then obviously coming out your comfort zone to see people you've never seen before and do something that you've never experienced before takes a lot of strength and bollocks, for another word. It takes a lot to do something like that. Obviously, you arrive. Obviously, how were you feeling when you got to Craven Cottage, the home of football? I'm going to delete you in a minute, mate.
So for me, I was on the train going up, and in my head, I don't know why, but I just felt a little bit nervous because I've never done something like this before and never met any of you guys before. But then as soon as you got off the train, it started to get more fun because we couldn't find a pub at first. Just running across the roads in the pouring rain and
That was a right laugh.
getting beeped at. But then when we got there, we sat down for a little bit. Was it Man United that was on the TV?
Wasn't it Man United Everton? I think it
something
was.
like that.
Arsenal, I think.
And then we just all sat down talking, and then just completely settled down. I didn't feel nerves at all.
I think that means a lot to both me and Johnny, really, to be fair. You know, obviously coming out from something that you're not used to and then coming into an environment that you're not used to as well. And to say things like that, I think we do put people ease quite easily, if I'm honest, on the walks. You know, you're not the only people that have said this to me, that have come on the walk and said, I'm not too sure, you know, I was hesitant, I was on the train coming, I was getting in the car, I was doing this, I was doing that. And a lot of people do feel like they want to drop out. But what would your suggestions be to these people if they wanted to drop out when they're feeling exactly what you felt? What would you say to them?
100% go for it, because once you get started, it just gives you such a buzz, it's such a good feeling, because you know you're doing it for obviously such a good cause. And then the amount of support that I looked on the Twitter, and I just saw the amount of support that people that we were getting. I just it was just like a proud moment more than anything.
I totally echo that as well. You know, so we're all excited. We're all jumping around outside the home of football. Thank you, Johnny. The home of football. We're ready to set off. What was it? It was probably about 9:30 at night, wasn't it?
Yeah, after we relocated.
Yes, and that was it. We were off, and obviously we cut most of the story away and get to the clinical part, should we say? As we're walking along, I'll let Johnny explain this story. When a certain man come in the car. What time was that?
Oh my god!
Our warrior, Mr. Sims.
Yes, yeah, Mr. Sims.
That was down Euston Smith Roads, the longest road past Heathrow, and this car just bombed it down. And there was a police car nearby, wasn't there? And then all of a sudden, it turned around and he appeared with snacks. Yeah. And then I think there was talcum powder, everything all over the road, and then the hats appeared. And I think we should pass over to our friend.
There he is.
There we go.
I've still got it as well.
I tell you what amazed me as we're walking down, what was that? I would say that was about 15 miles into this walk.
Yeah.
Obviously Dan was struggling. He was carrying his world possessions on his back. It was like, mate, he was like a donkey stroke camel. He was just carrying everything. It was unbelievable how much that bag weighed. Anyway,
he had an extra phone on him, literally off a bag.
It was mad. It was a Bergen, an army military Bergen. It's unreal. And then as we're walking down,
it was like
that wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. But as we walked down, got probably like 15 mile, we're all talking, all having a laugh, and all opening up and being honest with each other while we're carrying on. And as Johnny said, you know, there was, what song was he playing in his car?
Sweet Caroline. Sweet Caroline, I think.
That was it. And everybody started looking over, going, "Oh yeah, that's a great shot." And the man's waving in the car. I didn't have my glasses on, I didn't see. And I think I was talking to you or Dan, Johnny, and I went, "What a weird person."
Yeah.
And then the police come up, collared him, started talking to him, and I was like, "Good, yeah." And then it just swung round, and I was like,
"Oh no."
What's going on here? And then all of a sudden we get there, and it was Martin who's done a walk with us, me and Johnny. Great guy, really, 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 really inspirational, and refilled us up something special. Go for it, Johnny.
He has one joke, doesn't he, Lee?
Oh, that's it.
One joke from him.
It's grim, but he's a great guy. He's a great guy, and he refilled us. And this is where I think you started to struggle, Charlie. No, it was Dan that started to struggle, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was that long straight that
Which
just
was this the second walk or the first one?
First one.
first.
Yeah.
Oh, right,
I don't even know what that road's called, Lee. Can you remember?
Sorry, mate.
That road. What is that road called? That massive long road that goes on forever. What is it?
London Road.
Oh, the 8 miles
Yeah.
from Staines.
Wait, was it just before Staines, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was so hard. Like when I remember coming off the roundabout and then just seeing this massive straight, and you told me that it was, but in my head I was like, it'll be over soon, it'll be over soon, and it just kept going. And I tell you what, I forgot what the song's called, but I had my earphones in at one point, and I was like struggling so much at one point that I literally started playing like some song that whistles. So I whistled along to it and just carried on, just looking down at my feet and just keep on going, because at that point I was struggling, but just kept on going. So
no, you done really well, and there is every walk I've ever done, there has been a London road that's absolutely been forever. Be that in Scotland, be it everything. I was just like, my God, this is just destroying me. But we go back to what you were saying there, Sam. As we were walking up and everything, obviously London Road, you put your headphones in, you had a little bit of you time. But we started to notice that obviously as the night went on and the early hours crept in and so forth, I think a lot of people were struggling, and we all just got together, and it's something so unique, and I've never seen it in any walk of life, that everybody comes together, everybody talks, everybody opens up, and everybody is there for each other. When you say to someone, I can't do it, that person says to you, you can. We could do it together. We ain't going anywhere, mate. We're just going to carry on going. We're going to do this together. And I think out of everybody, probably Kevin as well in Scotland, I think Charlie epitomises everything that we've done.
And Jamie as well, Lee.
Jamie, yes, sorry, yes, Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie was just unreal. Like,
Absolutely.
never seen such an amazing kid. Another Reading fan as well. More Reading fans than anything in this. And Charlie, as we were walking along, I think it was about the 20th mile. What was it? 20, 25, 20, 30th mile? I think it might have been the 30th mile.
How many miles was it in total?
Possibly, yeah.
44.
Yeah.
44 miles in all. And I think it must have been the 30th mile or thereabouts that you started to struggle.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
And I tell you what, I've never seen.
I felt just giving up the run.
Yeah,
I don't know how I did it. Literally, I was walking so slow. When we got to Wokingham Station, when we met that lovely lady with the sweets and everything, and we just stopped. I was so far behind, and I was so far behind and everything, and I was just like, I'm gonna do this no matter what. If it literally kills me, I'm gonna do this, because when we approached Wokingham, I felt like I was gonna faint. I felt like I was gonna pass out. And what's his name? The guy who was next to me the whole time. Dan, I think it is Dan.
Dan as well, was there?
Yeah, he was next the whole time through it and everything. And he's probably one of the top guys I've probably ever met before. And it was unbelievable how he told me to keep going and everything. And I said, I'll do it. I'm going to do this, and I will get there today. And when we went over that motorway bridge, literally we were 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
Literally, me and Sam, we go that way to the game, and it's literally a 5-minute drive. And I was saying to Sam, surely this is not 40 minutes. And it was. And I felt like I was literally then going to pass out. And I felt like that was it. I was like, no, this can't be happening. Literally. I felt,
it was like...
And as soon as we got to that stadium, it was the best moment.
Mm-hmm.
It was like you were there, but it was like you're in touching distance, but it just felt like it kept on going on that last part.
Exactly.
When you see it, but you're not there yet, it's so difficult.
It's very soul destroying when that happens, But like we go back to you, Charlie, like you were struggling with 15 miles to go, and I think I'm going to speak for everybody that was on that walk. I don't think I ever seen anybody pick themselves up as much as you did and carry on. You were limping. We're all there talking to you and encouraging you to. If you want to stop, you can stop. I've never seen such determination and from a I found out later you were 15 at the time.
Wow.
Am I right? 16. You were 16 at the time.
Yeah.
And it blew my mind. I think it's your grandfather. Is it your grandfather?
Yeah.
Your grandfather come up to me at the Medeski and shook my hand and was like, "Thank you so much for looking after him and all that." And I went, "Oh, what's his name?" "Oh, Charlie." I said, "You know what? That boy is class. Like, I've never seen anybody dig so deep, determined, just pure and utter determination was unbelievable." You know, I think both me and Johnny would say, like, both of us were just like blown away with you. It was just phenomenal. And then Sam was equally as good as well. He was just soldiering on. Come on, we got to do this.
Like, you know, I was like, my aim to go literally as far as I possibly could. Like, I know everyone was like, I was so proud of everyone doing it. Like no one's going to take the mick out of you for not completing it. Literally, it was the best feeling, honestly. Like, when I got to the stadium and sort of like just sat down, and it's honestly the best feeling, literally, to get there. And I just knew in my head I had to do this. I literally had to do this, like nothing else. Like, this was it. Literally, I had to do this, and I did it. And I'm literally so proud of myself for doing it.
Totally agree, mate. I couldn't have said it better myself. So we cut out most of the walk, but there is a video of the walk within our YouTube channel. If you want to check that out, please do. But obviously, we finished the walk.
I think the funniest bit of the video, right at the end, when we're next to the sign with all the flags, when we get to the Medeski, is Johnny saying to me, "Do you want to walk back to London?" And that was honestly one of the funniest, one of the most. It was so brilliant. It was like, "Do you want to walk back?" And I was like, "No way."
No chance.
I meant in January.
And I was like, "No way on my life."
Sam, equally the same question to you. What was your feeling when obviously touched on going over the motorway and you seeing the Medeski in the distance? What was your feeling when that happened, and then obviously when you reached the Medeski?
I'll tell you what, it was the biggest difference in the way I felt. It was like going over the bridge was here, and I'm like, God, I cannot do anymore. And I was saying it to you, I just can't do it anymore. And then it was to getting there, and then having a picture done, seeing Johnny have an interview, having a biscuit, and you just knew that now you're sat down. It wasn't like, right, I've sat down, but I've got to get back up again and keep going. I just felt like it was just everything off my shoulders when I just sat down and we were talking with everyone, and you just felt such pride because you knew the amount of support that people were getting. Like at 4 a.m. we were still looking at tweets, and tweets were still coming in to say, "Oh, keep on going," and that's what helped me to get there, because I knew that there were people behind us, even if they weren't there physically, and it just felt amazing.
No, I 120% agree.
Charlie, I was going to say just quickly, Simon's put something quite interesting in chat. He said the fear of not finishing is why I've held back from joining a walk to a certain extent. Obviously, the way that Charlie and Sam are speaking about their experiences and everything like that. What would you say to Simon? Well, obviously he's listening. What would you say to Simon to encourage him to actually make that step and not be fearful of the possibility of not actually finishing it or whatever? Obviously, because it's a tough thing to do, especially when it's like 2 a.m.
Absolutely.
You're walking along in the middle of nowhere. Yes. Obviously, Sam, talking about London Road just going on for miles. What would you say, guys?
Sam, do you want to go first, or?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why, but I just can't hear you, Deke. I have no idea why. So
no.
If you just
Johnny, you answer that question.
Yeah.
Johnny, you answer that question.
I think, me and Lee obviously, been a bit older, but it doesn't matter if you do 1 mile, 10 minutes. It's about the making the effort to be there, and it's a unique thing to be part of. To share your experiences from your own journeys in life, but then meet new people, and it makes new friendships. That's the bigger picture of it all. Like, you've done, it's a bond that you've got as a group of people that's unique. To walk through the night, no sleep, to get to 16, 17 hours of walking, sometimes in pretty horrendous weather. That camaraderie and that team spirit of helping each other. And if people have to quit, because at the end of the day, your health's more important than the walk. Yeah. It doesn't matter how far you go. It's you're in the team. We'll see you at the end. You look after yourself. You get there. It means so much. Obviously, I think myself and Lee, because we've been in a bit longer, but
yeah,
have people involved, youngsters, everyone. It's it's the sense of achievement that you get at the end of it. However far you do, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's 1 mile, say, or you complete the whole thing. Those conversations that you have with people you've never met before about your own mental health stuff, if you like, and then you learn about somebody else's journey, and it helps each other because you have different experiences and different backgrounds that you take away from the walk afterwards, and we walk again like we did in New Year's, and you keep friendships. Like myself and Lee have known each other 3.5 years now, good friends. We've only seen each other 3 times.
No, basically, Sam, just to reiterate what Simon said, it's on the screen here. I think the fear of not finishing is why I've held back from joining a walk to a certain extent. What would you say to Simon?
Can I just say something?
Yes, Charlie, go on. You go ahead first if you want.
Yeah, obviously with Simon's question and everything what he said, the second walk, obviously, I was doing the second walk, and I wanted to do the second walk. It was in me. I had to do it. Obviously, it was on New Year's, and that I think was first. And all I wanted to do on New Year's was do it with obviously everyone, everyone out, and it was completely different. Which it was so good. There was so many different people, and I wanted to get to know everyone else. And obviously, from the last walk, my fear was just the first walk I did was so bad. Obviously, I didn't complete the second one, but I just wanted to just join it and see everyone and start it and just go from there. Like I had to stop genuinely, and I couldn't go anymore. And there's no like fear. Like honestly, it doesn't matter if you do like a mile, like Johnny says. It doesn't matter if you do 10 minutes. You're taking part what counts, and people are going to respect you for that, literally. And you're raising money for a charity, which is so close to my heart and other people's heart. And literally, it doesn't matter really how many miles you've taken part, and that is literally the key. This is what we want to do. This is literally what everyone wants. We want to raise as much money as we can and do as much walking, talking, etc., etc. Literally, yeah, that's all I was going to say.
No, I totally agree. To me, whether you take part in a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, complete it all, it really don't matter. It's the first step of you understanding that there's people out there that are going through not exactly what you're going through, but have an understanding, which to me is very rare in this society. Reaching out and understanding that people out there that can help you just to talk to someone. Before you know it, 4 or 5 miles have gone past and you ain't even realised what's happened. How many times have we done that, Johnny, where we're walking and we're like, oh, we've got about another 2 hours till the next stop, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's there. And after talking for a little bit, and you soon get the swing of it. It's a very weird feeling. But Simon, mate, I've known you for years as well, man. You could come along anytime you want. You know that. And it's good for fitness as well, which is always a buzz. And obviously everybody's been doing a lot of walking while in lockdown of late. Yep. So they're old school, man. Well, we're old school. They're just new to the party. Sam, so obviously, did you get the question? That's
Simon.
Yeah.
So obviously, like Johnny and Charlie said, about how it doesn't matter how much you do, it's the fact that you're involved is is what counts. But also we had some people join us in the last 5 miles of the journey. We had was it the CEO of Mind that joined us for about 10 minutes?
Paul.
So it's just when as we're going along, the fact that everyone's around you talking and picking you up, you just feel that sense that if you can't do it and you can't do it, there's nothing going to be against you. If anything, you have just as much respect as the people who finish it, because we all see everyone at the end, and we all talk about what we actually went through on the night, because in a way it's a little bit of a, as it goes, when you finish, it's a little bit of a haze. It's like you have time to yourself to just think about what you actually just did. I literally did the other week just a small 3 mile walk or something to the end of Thatcham and back. And
notice that small walk. Most people do 3 miles, and that's 3. That's a long miles for them, man.
Yeah, and I just thought in my head. I said this to my mum as we were walking. I said, I don't know how I did that walk. I don't know how I did it. My legs right now, compared to doing about 10 times the amount we walked, because it ended up being 19 hours, and we had a few breaks of maybe 10 minutes. One stop at the cafe, which me and Charlie fell asleep at as soon as we ordered.
Going to be the thumbnail. That picture's the thumbnail of this video. Sorry. It's a great picture.
I was actually on the Walk and Talk Twitter the other day and saw
fell
that
asleep.
picture.
I felt so rude.
when I woke up, had the food, and then I looked on Twitter. I was like, oh god, oh god. but yeah, there's 20 minutes. Personally, there should be no fear whether you finish it or not. It's the fact that you've done this for the right reason. Everyone has their own individual story, and the fact that some person could be immensely proud that they finished 5 miles, or even 1, and that's what counts. Not whether you're the best walker, because that's not what it's about. It's about having that time to meet new people and get to know everybody and make good friends, which we all have done. So
I totally agree with you. I think it just goes to show, when you just was out with your mum walking, and you couldn't believe you'd done the 44-mile walk. Don't that show you how much strength and determination and powerful your mind is? How you can train it to be something so positive and something so amazing,
It can show just how much you can go past what you think your limits are, because it just shows that you have a much bigger mental capability than what you think you do. So there's always someone out there in your own head. There's always something to reach out to and keep working towards, because whatever you set your mind to, it sounds cliche, but you actually can do it. If you really dig deep, you actually can do it. And then you'll look back afterwards and you'll be like, how did I do that? And you just feel like, wow, I actually did that.
Johnny, don't you feel like you're a proud parent to these 2 kids? I'm buzzing it. Come to think of it, I could be your son as well.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks. No, but it is to me. It's it's amazing to see these lads do it, and I think to what we've said, Lee, before, the whole journey of walking at night, I think signifies the struggle that somebody's going through, issues with their mental health. 2 o'clock in the morning, at night time is a tough time for a lot of people. Darkness, and people start thinking, overthinking, and that what we're doing on those walks kind of shows that the struggles that we go through walking, because we go through hell at times, and it's tough, but we pull together, and I think that's the reaching out to each other that we do on those walks empathises we do in this walk and talk, and that's what you're trying to help others do. And we've said, Lee, all along, is it helps one person what we do, then it is job done. And that's what we've always said from day one. And it does. You get people that, appreciate what we're doing, or, whilst you sometimes get messages from people, thanks for helping. But that it's an amazing thing, and it's a buzz as well. It's a good buzz to achieve it. And then to get to Reading at the end of that walk, be 3-0 down, lads, after 15 minutes, and the players take off.
Yeah,
lads, thanks for that.
Didn't turn up.
Yeah, I tell you what. After that, after we sat down, finished the walk, and we had to walk back down the stairs, I was waddling like a duck. I couldn't do it. I could hardly walk up the stairs to get to my seat.
We left until everyone left the stadium, didn't we?
Yeah.
We were the last people to leave.
We were worried that if we do score, we're going to get shoved around everywhere and hurt ourselves even more.
I've seen Charlie's video. Of this game, and he turns the camera. They're in the stadium after a 44-mile walk, no sleeping, 17 hours, really sore, stiff. They ain't moved for a bit. Charlie pans the camera over to Sam. Sam, we've done the walk. How do you feel? You do it again. No, he had to write up, and I love that. I just went, that is just pure emotion. You've gone from like pure ecstasy to boom. That's it. You're just really tired, and you just wanted to go home. And it weren't exactly the most wonderful of nights where the sun was shining, or it was a warm temperature. It was absolutely bucking it down, and it was superb. But I know before we finish, I want you two have got a little plan in place, I believe, Charlie and Sam.
Yeah, go on, Charlie. You.
Yeah, me and well, I've been thinking obviously ever since I did a 38-mile bike ride from where I live in about 2 weeks ago now, and I've always wanted to do something like this. Obviously, the walking, I'm going to continue it, no problems of that. But obviously, the cycling, I saw Leroy's post on the Facebook page literally 4 weeks ago, and I was thinking, I've got to do a bike ride. Literally, I've got to do something organised by me, and what's organised, like inspired by Leroy, and I've always wanted to do it. It's going to be a bike ride from Madejski either to Bristol or Cardiff or Swansea. We're still thinking about, obviously, after all of this is over, lockdown's over, when the fixtures, and hopefully we can go back to football, we can start planning and start training, and obviously get dates sorted and everything. And honestly, we've been wanting to do this for the last 2 weeks, me and Sam, and we've been talking over FaceTime, individually, face to face. We've been wanting to do this so much, and we wanted to get fans involved as well. I've asked a few people if they're interested. I haven't said where. I haven't said what day. Literally, all we've asked is, would you be interested? And the amount of people I've got from it is incredible. It's mind-boggling. Literally, it's incredible how many people are interested in this and want to make a difference. And I said to them, as soon as this is over and as soon as everything's back to normality, we will get something sorted. We will get a date. We will get a fixture, and it'll be honestly the best.
That's amazing. You know what, Johnny? I was looking at your face as he was talking there, and I could see just like a smile over your face. It's exactly what we said earlier. The younger generation taking this on, we're getting a little bit too old. And
show your hair, Lee. Go on. You died to show that hair off. Come on.
Well, shows it off every start. He shows off that hair.
Hair reveal.
I can't do it. But I'm up for that, Charlie. Put me down for that. I'm bang up for that. I'll do that with you. Well up for it. So put me down, and we get.
I think I've never. Yeah.
Obviously, once lockdown finishes, and we got.
We can plan something. It's going to be great. I'm always saying for planning, something to look forward to, because you always want to look forward to something, and you want a goal at the end of it. And obviously, that is my goal. I don't know when it's going to be, and it's still a goal, and it's going to be tough. We all know it's going to be tough, and if you do it, it's incredible. It's a great achievement, and it's probably going to be it's the best. This is obviously the best achievement of my life. Literally doing the first walk, and taking part and meeting everyone and getting all the support from everyone. And obviously, this is my end goal, and this is the goal. What I've been wanting to do is something similar, but it's different. Obviously, you're on a bike, and it's a lot more longer, and it's a lot more. It's completely different, and you can do so much, like to change. Like you can do so much. It's incredible.
No, I totally agree with you.
Me and Sam, go on, Sam.
I'm gonna say one thing.
I've been on about
I
this.
will say one thing. I really do think that talking and making friends is half of the football that we have. The half of the football that in England. So just the fact that we could do something like this before maybe even before fans can go back into the stadium or after whenever it is, it'll still be such a big achievement, and obviously take such pride in that and doing even more than maybe just the one walk or just a couple. Just keep on going.
That's a wonderful.
I just want to keep it going. I want to, yeah. Me and Sam have always had this. We've had it for. We've been talking about it. Like I've been saying to Sam, would you do another walk, and would you do it again? And his answer was yes. We would obviously do it again. Like there's no doubts, there's no ifs. We obviously will do it again, and we've got it because the people you meet as well. It's just you get to share a story, which it doesn't. Like you won't like people. You find similar things. Like Johnny said just before we came on live. Like you don't find this. Like you might not know them, but you might have the similar things. And this is how you make friends, and this is how you make mates. And it's just so good. Just to talk, and it's just so good. Like talking and walking and literally everything. It's so good meeting new people. Like going back to the question earlier, what Sam answered was about how I was feeling before I went to this the Fulham on the train. I was absolutely bricking it. Like I didn't know anyone except sort of Johnny, and I didn't know how it was going to turn out. I didn't know if I was going to make any friends. I didn't know if I was going to like the people. I didn't know. I didn't even know if I could do it. Really, realistically, I was bricking it a lot. And me and Sam, when we got out that Hammersmith station, we said to each other, "We're here now. We're going to do this. We're going to do it together. We don't care how far we go. We're going to do this, and we're going to smash it." And we did. And it is honestly, like I said, the best achievement of my life so far.
Good on you, lads. Well played. Well done.
No, fair play, lads. You know, you definitely. You lot were superb. You were different class. You proper got out of your comfort zone. You proper pushed yourselves, and like I said to Sam, and Sam reiterated, you know, your mind is so powerful. You can achieve anything you want if you put your mind to it and surround yourself with so many positive people. Not many, just a couple of positive people. We will keep everybody up to date. Johnny, anything you want to say, sir?
Oh, look, seeing the sea lads talking about the impact of what we do. I think, for myself and yourself, how much, with the ups and downs when we were talking about walks and, the impact, that says it all to me personally. To see, Charlie going off and doing something else to make a difference. It's about making a difference. We hopefully have made a difference from what we do, and all the other folks that have been involved in all the walks and all the different events. And now the lads are doing that, and it's great to see. Obviously, from a Reading point of view as well. To see young guys doing this, and I think it is that sense of achievement, and it is the impact of what you do, which is, I wouldn't, pat myself on the back very often, but you go, wow, yeah, we've done that personally to achieve what you do in the walk, whatever, but to then see the bigger picture and how that impacts on other people's lives and the positivity of it. And I think especially at the minute with all the stress and everything of what's going on in the current environment, to see people planning positive things and mental health at the minute is going to be affected hugely by this. So the more positives people can do, and it gets people talking, it gives people a buzz. The walks give us a buzz. Yep. What Charlie and Sam are doing, it's going to give them a buzz, and other people involved a buzz. And that's massive. Good on you, lads. Really, seriously.
Yeah, I echo that, mate. I echo that. It's been, well, it's come a long way since that fateful night in Reading. No, it's crazy. But We will keep everybody updated with that. Charlie, Sam, you've been amazing today. I can't thank you all enough. You know, we will be plugging that. Me and Deacon will be doing that. We'll be getting behind you and pushing
100%.
the agenda.
Sam can't hear me, but yeah. Yeah, can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. He just sees my mouth just going like this. Is why I'm just like. It's all right, Dan. You're not missing much. Don't worry. It's fine. Absolutely fine. But as I said, a very early doors. When I was their age, I know that obviously you wanted to keep the age out of it very quickly because he had a story connected to it. But at their age, I had no interest in doing things for other people, never mind for myself. So the fact that they're doing it when they are doing it speaks volumes of their character. So
massively,
absolutely. Hugely impressed. You're both fantastic guys. And of course, we will 100% support you in this fantastic idea. 100. William. Problem is, my bike is locked around my auntie's house, and it's been there for like 10 years. So it's probably being held together by all the vines that's wrapped around it. To be honest, I can't remember the last time I actually rode a bike. I don't even do like Boris bikes or anything. I can't remember. No idea.
No, they're cruel. They're cruel. But thank you so much, boys, for coming on. We will keep everybody updated in that. Link us to anything. You've got my number. Give me a call. We'll get this ball moving. Obviously, lockdown. We've got a little bit of time that we can play with. So let's do something positive and let's get the word out.
Exactly.
Good luck, lad.
Johnny, it's been a pleasure, mate. As
always, mate. Good to catch up.
I'll give you a phone call in the week or something.
Yeah, no, lovely. It's good to see you all.
Okay, cheers, lad.
Take care of yourselves, yeah?
It's good to see everyone.
Cheers, boys.
Easy, everyone.
Wow.
I'm blown away. I can't believe they're so young.
Amazing.
They're so young and they just want to get involved and they want to help. At their age, I was too busy just going out and getting drunk. I didn't care.
No. I
didn't care, and this is being completely honest. I did not care. The fact that they're doing what they're doing right now, and they want to take it upon themselves to take further steps in their own direction for the same cause, off their own back. They're having a conversation between themselves off their own back to do something more for the cause. Speaks genuine volumes about their character and everything like that. I'm in awe.
I speak on behalf of me and Johnny. You know. Johnny's a great guy. I've walked with him many a time, spent many hours with him. I've probably pissed him off many a times, but it's to see these two lads. Like I said, you know, it's like you're like a father, not a father figure, but you know what I mean. As an
I get it. I get it. We're just like an older brother, just an older brother.
Wow, that is just inspirational. You
feel like you feel like you've got there's a sense of achievement within yourself that you've been able to inspire them to this level. They've not only, as I said, they've not only just taken part in something, because I wouldn't have done that when I was their age, taking a walk. I would have been like, oh, I don't care. And then doing it themselves, and then taking it upon themselves to take the next step. They're just eager to want to get involved and make a positive impact. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, they're all
determination levels. Determination levels. Yeah.
All three of them blow my mind. Great people and great to be around. Next week we're gonna release who we have on next week. Probably what's the date? Should we say Friday? We'll do
Friday news. I like it. Just before the weekend for you to let it sink in.
Before the weekend. Every day's a weekend, isn't it?
Yes, that's true. That's completely true. But as I said, I like to have structure. I like to have structure in my life. Funny enough, it's me and Mrs. Deacon's 8-year anniversary on Friday. So we're going to treat ourselves to McDonald's. Because McDonald's is back. And it's like, oh my God.
For missing that.
That's how bad the world has got right now when you're like talking about the possibility. We wanted to have a picnic, but it's going to be raining. But I'm absolutely buzzing at the prospect of this person coming on Wednesday next week. Obviously, as well, it's going to be the start of the Premier League. So football in general is coming back. Obviously, I know the Championship football, that's still to be decided. But the steps are in place for football to come back, which is nothing but great news. There's obviously lots of talk about there being crowd noise being implemented on the televisions and everything like that. So that'd be interesting to see where they go with that. Not like La Liga where they're going to be having like TV screens with like a fake crowd, like out of FIFA or something. It's going to be a bit weird, but yeah, I can't wait for next week's episode. This gentleman is another massive mental health advocate, and yeah, I can't wait. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not going to spoil anything. But I'm buzzing at the prospect of speaking to this fella. 100%.
And again, people, men's mental health is a big thing. The facts are 12 men a day commit suicide in the UK. It's 84 a week, and the rates are going up, man. We've got to talk. If there's anything, come join a talk. We're trying to achieve things here together. We're football fans. This is by fans, for fans. There's no big corporations involved in this. It's just us lot against everybody else, and our power is just vital, really. So Deacon, till next week. Been a pleasure, mate, and I can't thank them three boys enough.
Quality stuff, absolutely brilliant stuff, and as I said, I love talking to ex professional footballers and whatnot, but I love to hear the stories about how they got involved, because you get that sense of inspiration. You're like, wow, they're doing what they're doing. Maybe I should do something. Maybe it's gonna kindle something inside of me to want to then take the next step or do something to help other people. As small as you might think it is, just putting yourself out there. Time is the most valuable thing that we offer as a human being. So even just lending an ear to somebody for 5-10 minutes can be the world to some people. And we all do it sometimes. And don't ever forget that you've got something to offer to another person. 100%.
Totally. So till next Wednesday, we will see you later. See you at 8:00 next Wednesday.
That's it.
Keep
Take
smiling.
care.
And remember to keep talking, most importantly.
Very well said.
Boop.